Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. Steve here at Logic FX Trading, and welcome to Daily FX Analysis. Guys, I wasn't going to do one today, but we have a lot of movement overnight and a lot of alarms gone off, so I thought I'd just do a quick one. And a lot of other things to do today, with it being Christmas, folks. But let's have a quick look at this. Yesterday, consumer confidence in GDP growth rate and consumer confidence in the US come in at 2.3 up on forecast, 1.15 up on forecast. So things are looking quite good from that point of view in the US. So today we've got price index, global goods orders, and then BCE price index. That's the core. And then Michigan consumer sentiment final. Nothing too well. Yeah, obviously this will be important, guys, if these come in high. Just quickly over to the charts, and we've got 14 alarms have gone off, guys, overnight. Well, since yesterday. Aussie. Nope, just looking for patterns here, guys. Pound Oz, oh yeah, that's Aussie as well. So there's three: CAD, Yen, Swiss Yen, Aussie Yen. Looks like there's been movement on the Yen. Swiss. Movement on the Yen and the Swiss. Gold, Swiss. Silver, Swiss. So it seems to be the Swiss and the Yen that's moved, guys. Now let's have a look at what way they've moved. A quick look at the Yen. A little bit of a push down there yesterday, guys. We're looking to see if this is going to fall further. Dollar didn't do too much. Pulled back as expected. Now, one of the things about the dollar is the dollar reach a peak at some point in the next few months, guys, and then it'll roll over and start to drop. So we're just in the final throes of an upward trend, I believe, on the dollar. But I'm not trading long at the moment. I'm just a little bit wary. I want to see a deeper drop and then a nice impulse coming up. I'm very wary about trading out of this, although it is a flat correction. And ordinarily you would expect it to break out again, guys. Euro, obviously still in that flat correction. Pound, nice move up on the pound, complete opposite direction of what I was looking for. Although having said that, that's on the higher time scale. We're looking for the dollar to continue long, but we will keep an eye on that call, guys. I still think we're going to go long dollar in the medium term, but it will hit a peak at some point during the year as all the hikes are priced in, and then we'll be looking forward to what's after that, and what will be after that will be potentially the European banks moving, etc., guys. Now, as we know, the Bank of England have already moved, which is potentially the reason that we're getting that, and also the good economic figures that come out yesterday. And do you know what else? Omicron, guys. The UK has had the highest amount of infections in one day, 100,000, which is just unbelievable. But apparently hospitalizations are down by 66%. Still a lot of people getting ill, guys. So it's nothing to be sniffed at, but it could have been much worse, and that's what the market's possibly reacting to. Aussie US, there's that move, guys, that we've been looking for in order to set ourselves up to trade short. Now, if that situation changes, obviously we'll look at it and we'll change our analysis. But for now, I'm looking for a half decent pullback to trade short. US CAD, it's already pulling down. We're expecting that. When I change from there to there, guys, I always get mixed up. We're looking for that to pull back in order to trade it long. US Swiss, still in that flat correction, guys. US Swedish, still in the flat correction. Obviously looking for those to go long eventually. US yen, wondering if we were going to get that. I doubt that we're going to get that now, but I would be very wary of trying to trade long there, guys. It could well turn out that that's a great trade. But I'm always aware of potential for zigzags, guys. Gold, we've had a little breakout there on gold. Is that today? 22nd, that was yesterday with that little breakout in gold, folks. Interesting. Well, we did say, I mean, that's a lovely little call there. Silver also. Listen, that could still happen, guys. So don't get overly excited about this going up. We could still see a fifth wave in there. Bitcoin, bit of a recovery yesterday as well. Yet again, it's still in that structure for me, guys. Could it break out? Well, certainly it could. I'd be a lot happier down here. And the same with Ethereum, guys. We've had that nice move. It's rolled over. Yet again, if we get into that sort of region down there, 2.6, 2.4, somewhere around there, I'd be a lot happier about considering trading Ether or Ethereum long. Oil, it's bouncing around there, guys. I was a bit of a surprise there because we were looking for that breakout. It's pulled back down, it's pushed up. I suspect oil's not going down there, guys. Oil's at that level and it's going to stay there. And eventually it'll probably break out as demand lifts. At the moment, there's a pretty mild winter in Asia, apparently, which is obviously holding oil and gas prices at these highs without pushing them higher. But as soon as the weather gets worse, we'll probably see gold, oil and gas prices pushing up. EuroCAD, a little bit of a turnover there, which we would expect with that. We did see a drawdown in the dollar, didn't we? Yeah, with that drawdown in the dollar, you would expect this to move in that direction, which is the reason why we've drawn those. No. Sorry, getting that the wrong way around. You would have expected that to push longer, but I'm not trying to trade it long because I think that's the direction's trend. I'm not convinced of that at the minute, guys. So that's all dependent on the dollar going long. Euro Oz, well, we did say that the Oz would be the thing to trade. That is the arrow we drew in earlier in the week. So if you're in that, fantastic. I would just stay in it, guys. Put your stop loss to zero. See where it gets to. Same with New Zealand. We can just zoom in a little bit here, folks. Right. Same with that. From here, we were saying, well, if we get a setup, well, we didn't get the setup there, but we did get the setup there. You could well be in this now. If you are, put your stop loss to zero unless you've hit your target. But I would say there's probably more downside to this. If it comes back up, your stop loss at zero, you haven't lost anything. Don't be worrying about it. Euro, yen, I did say that this, well, no. I have said recently be very wary of the yen and the Swiss until we find out what's going to happen. At the moment, it looks like Omicron is not going to be a big issue. And even though inflation isn't transitory, it should work itself out during next year as we get the wheels of the world logistics oiled and running properly again, guys. So it's not an endemic thing. It's not something that's going to be here for years. We're not back in the 70s where we're going to see 10, 15% inflation, constantly through the years. So the headwinds, I think, will die away. And of course, the market will react to that. Obviously, there will be pushes up in interest rate, but yet again, it's not like the 70s, guys. We're not going to see 10 and 15. Well, I don't know what the base rates were back then, but I certainly know mortgage rates were, you were sitting at 15% and even higher for, car repayments, etc. And really high inflation. I can remember everything going up all of the time back then, guys. Chocolate bars, because I was only in the early 70s, I was only, 10, 11 years of age. And I can remember chocolate bars, or candy bars, they call them in America, getting smaller and smaller as the price went up. And packets of crisps with fewer and fewer in them, more and more air in them. You know how they do, make it look big, but there's less in it. Euro Swiss. Yeah, probably long, folks, but I'm not going to try and trade that, but I maybe run that round to there. Although the gold price going up should strengthen the Swiss to a certain extent, but I'm not sure how sustainable that gold price movement is. Pound CAD. This was just a little idea that things weren't looking so good in the UK, but maybe the market's changed its mind. Okay, I'm just going to have to ponder that one for a while. Pound Oz, well, we did say the Oz would set off the alarm, but if we zoom in there, with a nice little pullback at the minute. Nice if you're not short, horrible if you are. That's quite a sustainable move this morning, guys. So unless something drastic's changed in the pound, which I doubt, I would still be looking to trade that short. Obviously, if you're in something, you could be stopped out. Then you're just going to have to watch it and look for another setup to get back in. Pound New Zealand, it's running flat at the minute, guys. I still think there's more downside to this. Let's just run it across there. It's difficult to put an alarm on that. Pound Swiss. We got to keep an eye on things like this, guys. We've had these moves before, and very quickly they get suppressed again. Do I suggest you jump in short there? No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I would say is keep an eye on it, and we'll see if we're right about that move. Pound Euro. I don't know the reason this is moving, guys, because I just jumped on here. I haven't read anything. I haven't watched any Bloomberg. So this is a bit of a surprise for me. I don't know why that's moving. As I say, possibly because of Omicron, possibly because of GDP growth rate yesterday, but you would have expected the move to happen yesterday then. And there's no major news there. Let's see if there's anything, say, on the medium in the UK. Nope, there's nothing there either, guys. So it's not that. Yeah, that's a bit of a puzzler there. Pound yen. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Well, what we're going to have to wait for these anyway is if we were to change our mind and start trading the pound long, you would still have to wait for a setup, guys. So let's wait for that to happen, and then we'll decide, well, is that the start of a move down, or is that a pullback to go long? So that's all we can do with that at the moment. Unless you can search around on the internet and find a little bit more information than I have at the moment. Aussie Yen, well, we did say that would go long. It's continued to push long. This has been a good call, guys. I suspect it will continue to go long. Yet again, that, if you're in it, great. If you're not in it, you're going to have to wait for a setup. Aussie New Zealand said that would go long, and it has pushed long, but we did say it probably run, something like that, which is grand if you're in from down here because, you just push your stop losses. Don't get them too tight, guys, because this could, bounce around a bit. but I would stay in that if I were long in it. Aussie Swiss, there's a continuation of that. Having said that, guys, we were here not so long ago, and then we got a big rejection of it. So don't be jumping in long here. If you're long, then you've got to decide for yourself. Certainly looks like a 5-wave impulse, where that is, well, just about as long as that. So what would you expect next? Look for something like that next, and then we'll decide. Excuse me. We'll decide if we're going to get a setup to go long again. Can it just continue to push up? Well, certainly it can. Aussie CAD continue to push up. Swiss Yen. Well, this is the one that I was looking to get into. Well, this is one of the few that I was looking to get into. I haven't got into it, guys. I'm really focused on stocks at the minute. Everything has its day. I do believe that will continue to go long, but of course, you could have that in the meantime. CAD Swiss, maybe this is the time to start looking at this again. Although it's a little bit disconcerting that we had that, and now we've got that. Are we going to get that before it goes? If you want to trade this long, I wouldn't wait for that, guys, because it may not come off. Is the trend still short? Let's go out the 4-hour time scale and have a look at it. It's come down into there. Is this the channel here? If so, then it could well push back up into here. I do like trading the CAD Yen, CAD Swiss. Let's have a look at CAD Yen. It's also showing that, guys, and potentially a push on up the previous highs. New Zealand Yen pushing up as expected. New Zealand CAD pushing up, not as well. I suppose I did call it, but I certainly wasn't going to trade it. New Zealand Swiss, another one. So we've got that one right from back down here, guys, and that's a nice little running flat there. See that? I don't think this is an ending diagonal, guys. I think that's a running flat, and therefore this could potentially push on up from here. Okay, guys, that's just a quick review today, or a quick analysis today. Have a great Christmas. I'll speak to you all again either next Monday or Tuesday, depending on what condition I'm in on Monday. Okay, bye for now. Merry Christmas, folks.